The public, exactly, us. So if the House of Commons was sitting,
We're actually in the Canadian House of Parliament, and this is the Canadian House of Commons, just now.
But what you can do is sit in the public galleries and watch the debates for yourself. So it's always one or the other. They've adjourned now for the day, and so we can come here and visit it
And
together.
apparently the speaker at the moment is Scott Boss's brother.
Why, when the parties speak to each other,
This side, pretty much like the UK, is where the government sits. On the other side is the opposition, obviously. Up there is actually the public galleries. Apparently people can just come in any time they want when the government is in session. This is a Friday afternoon, and obviously the government is out of session. And that's about it for the moment. Now move round to the House of the Senate, which is basically their equivalent to the House of Lords. So this is like the members' entrance to the lobby. And there are pictures of various queens and kings, pretty much since Victoria. Apparently Victoria was the one who sort of instigated. She decided that Ottawa was going to be the place and commissioned everything.
So this is the foyer of the House of Commons. Now, did anybody look at the foyer of the this is the foyer of the Senate. Now, when we went to the House of Commons, did anybody see the reporters that were sitting outside there? That area that we didn't go into was the foyer of the House of Commons, and that's where all the members of the press and journalists go. Some people call it the scrum area, because when a member comes out of the House of Commons and there's suddenly this group of reporters surrounding the microphone is there, that's called a scrum. And so sometimes when the reporters are there, we can't really go into an interrupted interview. But in that foyer, all the decorations that you'll see are of the country. It's really representative of the industries we have here in Canada, the 10 provinces and the 3 territories. So everything that you see over there in that foyer represents the people of the country here in which Canadians live. So here in the foyer of the Senate, I find the decorations much more to do with the monarchy here in the Senate, because when the Queen comes to Canada, she's actually not even allowed to go to the House of Commons, because it is the place of the people, or of the commoners, of the citizens. But here in the Senate, this would be the place for the Queen. Now, the reason that I find that the decoration is so...
Senate, which is basically the Canadian equivalent of the House of Lords. It's very rich and red, so again follows a similar sort of coloration as to the Lords as well. I'm just going to go in on some of the pictures.
Now this is the Senate. Many similarities between here and the House of Commons.
And this one here is Putney Arras, which was actually where Scott was when he was in France.
Functions as the House of Commons. 2 in the back, and now who would they be for? The Queen, right? Or the King, right? We have a King someday. We haven't had a King in a while. Or the Governor General would sit there as well. Now we have the Liberals on the side. It is the Liberals in government in the Senate as well, just because there's more Liberals than any other party. Sometimes it's not the same political party in both houses, but at the moment it is. And then any members of the opposition sit on this side of the Senate. We even have the public galleries up top for visitors to come and watch the debates they have in the Senate. But as much as there's so many similarities in the 2 rooms, there's also a lot of differences. So we had how many members in the House of Commons? 301, right? 301. Now, how many senators do we have? You can count the chairs. 5. Pardon? A bit more, but it does end in 5. There's just over 105 senators. There was just 100.
See the green roof down there on the other side of the art gallery? That's right by where I
I'm
live.
doing video. Right, this is looking back towards the part of Ottawa where Scott lives. You can zoom in a little bit more. That's the river, and that's where we walked in this morning, the art gallery and the park, and the US Embassy down there. And we proceeded along this little path, which brought us all the way up to what they call the hill. That's the main part of Ottawa there. We're actually in the clock tower at the very top of the Parliament buildings.
Walking, keeping inside voice. Inside voice, still coming. Okay, wait. Inside voice.
Oh, the school kindergarten.
Looking west now along the Ottawa River, that's it goes into Ontario. I'm actually in Ontario at the moment. That building right in front of us, that's the Canadian Supreme Court. The green building, green roof there, that's just more general sort of offices.
MPs and stuff.
Yeah, this is known as the West Block, isn't it, Scott?
Yep. And the other one behind it, the one with the green, big one, is Confederation Building.
We went across that bridge.
Just on the other side of the Supreme Court is where they're building the new Canadian War Museum. It's going to be huge. Close.
Right here, Mom. Look at this, Mom.
On the opposite side of the river is the francophone version of, or the francophone part of Ottawa. It's known as Hull, Hull. Certainly a lot more picturesque than the version of Hull that we have. Right in the foreground there is actually the library, which is an area that we couldn't actually go into. It's under renovation at the moment. It's slightly different in this building because that was part of the original complex built in the 1860s, 1870s, that actually survived because there was a fire here in the First World War. The building that we are in is actually a new building in comparison to this one. We're actually round the back of the Parliament buildings now, having just been up to the clock tower, which is also known as the Peace Tower. And this is where they're doing the renovation work on the library, which is this building in the picture now. The pictures that we took from the Peace Tower, which is right there, are actually taken from small pictures, those four windows there. The clock there. Here, Canadian flag waving around in the wind there. Looking towards downtown Ottawa here, all the shops and the business areas to our right hand side. And we're actually stood at the War Memorial, the tomb of the unknown soldier, and various sculptures in tribute to soldiers in the First World War and the Second World War. Actually, Canadians, they lost more soldiers in the First World War than they did in the Second. The building there, quite splendid one, is actually the top hotel. That's a Wilfrid Laurier Hotel, or Laurier Hotel, named after Wilfrid Laurier, who was actually the first francophone Prime Minister of Canada. And there's the sculpture itself. So some of the detail there. And back with the Parliament buildings, just over there.